you should wonder, why is the Native American having fringes and a border of blue on their clothing? Because they are the Israelites. Okay? You are an Israelite through your father, because that's how we know what our nationality is. Because if a white man have a child with a black woman, what nation is that child?
Black. I would say black.
You see that? Get me numbers. That's what they would say. Now look at this. If a black man have a child with a white woman, what race is the child?
They're going to say the child is black.
You see that? Hey, that show you the white man is the first deadbeat. He never claimed his seed. Because Baptist religion, right? It was started by a Caucasian man.
Right. Okay, yeah, my family's from the South, so down
exactly. That Caucasian man was a slave owner.
Yeah.
Why is that our people is Baptist now?
Yeah.
Can you tell us? Because what? It is a Baptist is not in the Bible. Baptist in the Bible is John the Baptist never said to create a religion. It's not a religion. So why are we Baptists? Did God say we should be Baptist or Pentecostal? Where did this religion come from? Our slave masters. Okay? Read that for me.
Yeah, read that for me.
The book of Habakkuk, chapter 2, verse 18. What profiteth the graven image, that the maker thereof have graven it, the molten image, and the teacher of lies?
So the Bible is showing us a lot of the symbols we wear is teachers of lies. Like, why would a man walk around with a cross? What does the cross represent?
I always thought it was the crucifixion of Jesus.
Yeah, the crucifixion of Christ.
Yeah, for our sins, and you know what I'm saying?
But the Christ, what the cross itself, what does that represent? Because it was an instrument of death.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ was murdered on the cross. Not just him, a lot of apostles was killed just like that.
I actually don't know what it represents.
So why is it that Christians now walk around with a cross?
Yeah, I actually don't know. But I knew he was on the cross for, you know, our sins. That's what I was taught.
Okay,
that's what I was taught.
No, I want you to look at this side, my brother.
Yeah, that's what you know what I'm saying.
Where you find yourself? Where your father from?
My father is he's Native American.
Native American?
Yeah, my father is Native American.
Okay, the so-called Native American. The so-called Native American. When you research the Bible, they're known of the tribe of Gad.
Yeah.
The Gadites. They were in this land before.
Yeah,
okay?
Yeah.
But guess what? In our school system, they tell us that the North American Indians came here by the Bering Strait and all that lies. They can't prove that.
Yeah.
How did your people get here? You know that history?
I don't know much about it because my father never really talked much about it.
Okay, I'm showing you something.
I don't know too much history on it.
How did the Native Americans,
Native Americans,
the Indians on this side?
He would always say they're not Indians, they're Native Americans. I know he would tell me.
Because Indian come from a Latin word for indios, which means servant or slave. So that's what Columbus, right? That's what Columbus called the people here. He called them slaves. The West Indians, like a lot of our people call themselves West Indians. You're just saying you're a Western slave to the Roman Church. That's it. Okay? Look at this. This is the Native American people. We're subjugated by white Europeans. The lands were stolen. Okay? Read that.
2nd Esdras chapter 13, verse 40. Those are the 10 tribes which were carried away prisoners out of their own land in the time of Osea the king, who Salmanassar the king of Assyria led away captive, and he carried them over the waters. And so came they into another land. But they took this counsel among themselves, that they would leave the multitude of the heathen and go forth into a further country, where never mankind dwelt.
So these people, the northern kingdom of Israel, they said they will go forth into another country where mankind never dwelt. What land was that? Where mankind never dwelt. My brother, my God-eye brother, Native American brother. Yes. Which land was that where mankind never dwelt?
Mankind never dwelt? I honestly don't know.
Because in the old world, they never knew about America.
Well, I heard the white man came out of the caves.
He came out of the caves, but guess what?
They came from the...
How did your people get here? We're reading the history right now. It says they take a counsel to come to a land that mankind never dwelt. Because when you look at history, Columbus find America through the Bible, through Esdras.
Yeah.
When you read his account, it's telling you that he identified America through the Bible. I'm going to read it for you. And find me Asaph for me.
Verse 45. For through that country there was a great way to go.
Yeah, read.
Namely of a year and a half.
It says they take a year and a half on the seas to get here. They're traveling from Israel. They go around the Horn of Africa to come this side of the world. Read.
And the same region is called Asaph.
It says the region is called Asaph. Now, when you go in the Jewish Encyclopedia, it tells you that Asaph is the land that the 10 tribes travel to so they can keep the commandments. Now look at this. You ever see these things on the Native American clothing? What do you think that is? Yeah, what's that?
I don't know why.
Now look at these brothers' clothes.
I see.
That is a commandment from the Bible. Get me that? In Numbers 15. That was a commandment because they came here to what? To keep God's commandment that they couldn't keep in slavery under the Assyrians. Okay? Numbers 15.
Book of Numbers, chapter 15, verse 38. Speak unto the children of Israel and bid them that they make them fringes in the borders of their garments.
So this is what you call a fringe. This is fringes. Read.
Throughout their generations, and that they put upon the fringe of the borders a ribbon of blue. And it shall be unto you for a fringe, that ye may look upon it, and remember all the commandments of the Lord, and do them.
So that's what they were doing. So you should wonder, why is the Native American having fringes and a border of blue on their clothing? Because they are the Israelites. Okay? You are an Israelite through your father, because that's how we know what our nationality is. Because if a white man have a child with a black woman, what nation is that child?
Black. I would say black.
You see that? Get me numbers.
That's
numbers.
What they would say.
That's what they would say. Now look at this. If a black man have a child with a white woman, what race is the child?
They're going to say the child is black.
You see that? Hey, that shows you the white man is the first deadbeat. He never claimed his seed. But in the Bible, this is what the Bible says. Get me that. Verse 18.
It's the book of Numbers, chapter 1, verse 18. And they assembled all the congregation together on the first day of the second month.
Now, this is how you know your bloodline, your nationality. Hey, officer, let me talk to this brother. We're going over how you know your nationality according to the Bible. When you look at the sign, where your father from, my brother? American black. That will be known as the tribe of Judah. You know who else come from Judah? King David, King Solomon, Jesus Christ.
That's right.
Is from the tribe of Judah. He tells you that in Hebrews 7:14. Now we're going to read all you know what nation you're from. Read on.
Numbers chapter 1 verse 18. And they assembled all the congregation together on the first day of the second month. And they declared their pedigree.
They declared their pedigree, meaning what? Your bloodline. Read.
After their families, by the house of their fathers.
So your pedigree, your bloodline is determined by your father's seed. Because the man carried the seed, right?
Yeah.
That is why every time the black man have a child anywhere, with any woman,
They're black.
they're black. That's it. The only thing is, in America, they put it where their hatred for us to the point where their own men plant their seed in your woman and disown the child. That happened through slavery. Am I wrong, my brother? That happened through slavery. Why? They left their seed on the black man to take care of. Then they call, but in their statistic, they say we are deadbeats. This is the evil of the society we live in. It's not for us. It is not for us. Now, let me ask a question. My brother, I see you're a churchman, right? The condition of black people. How did it happen to us? Why did it happen to us? Slavery. We are the lowest in America. Any country you go to.
We're the lowest.
Blacks and Hispanics and Native American, we are the lowest. We are the homeless population is dominated by us. Drug addiction is dominated by us. Single parent household is dominated by us. The murder in the community is dominated by us. Police brutality, it is us. The prison system is us. Why is that happening? Why did that happen?
Well,
As a man that have ears on the herd, why did that happen?
I heard it was because we didn't abide by God's commandments in the Old
Okay, the brother said we didn't abide by God. What you say, my brother?
telling us.
You agree with him? Now I'm going to show you something. You see that fire you have? Get me Deuteronomy 28. This is why we go through this condition. And guess what? A lot of our people, our so-called preachers in the churches, some of them know this, but they will not teach it. It goes against the bottom line, because when you know the truth of the Bible, your eyes will start open. You start questioning stuff. You start questioning our allegiance to certain religion, to certain political system that does not represent us. You understand? Read that.
It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
God says, I'm going to read from verse 1, because this is Moses speaking to the Israelites the moment they left out of Egypt. He delivered them out of the hand of Pharaoh. What did God do? He killed thousands, millions of Egyptians for us. But he said, I'm saving you. I'm going to give you a land flowing with milk and honey. Meaning what? He's going to be rich. If you keep my commandments, I'm going to bless you above all people on the earth. But if you don't do that, I'm going to punish you. And guess what happened? We were punished. That means what? We did disobey God. Read that.
Deuteronomy 28, verse 1. And it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken, and it shall come to pass, if thou shalt diligently hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and to do all his commandments, which I command thee this day, that the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all nations of the earth.
Above the white man in this country? Are we above the Chinese? Are we above the Arab, the Ishmaelites in their corner? No, we don't have nothing. We are not above nothing. We are the basis of people. God, but right here, God said, if we keep his commandments, he's going to bless us above all people.
Yes, man. We're going to ask you something though, brother.
Go ahead.
Question I want to ask. And I don't know, I can't say, because I can't say what's going to happen, but do you believe that the people can actually do that in this time now? With such confusion, can it actually be done? That the black man can come back and actually keep those commandments and restore things the way it should be?
All praise. So the brother asked a great question. His question is, can it be done now? I'm going to show you first. I'm going to tell you, yes. Jesus Christ said in the scriptures, be ye perfect as my Father in heaven is perfect. To be perfect, you know what that means? It means to keep the commandments. That's all it means. That's all it means. Okay, Noah was a perfect man. It means what he did, what God said. So you ask, can we keep God's commandment in this day and age to bring back our people, restore that blessing that was lost? Yes, we can. You see these men? You see these brothers in purple and gold? That's what we're doing. That's why we're here right now. That's why we're here on Dyer Avenue, teaching our people to wake them up, to come back to their God. Because for too long, we worship in the other nations' God. How can we worship the oppressor God and think that we're going to be saved? That's backward thinking. The man that have you in slavery, the man that steal your land, the man that have you in subjugation and colonialism, you pray to his God to save from whom? From him. Makes no sense. Our people have to wake up.
We used to scream black power while heroin was pushed. But at the end of the day, nothing's in vain. IUIC has been given a vision. The tents of Judah has risen. Many has attempted the mission, minor murmuring, omitting, and missing the mark. Just reading that he had the flame of fire in his eyes gave us the spark. We on Paul's mission. We out on the road, purple and gold, from Mexico, Cuba, Haiti, Ghana, Sierra Leone. 144,000 boots banging, concrete crackling. These are how men repented at heart. The scriptures is proof. IUIC, we deliver the truth.